Hey there everybody, welcome to another episode of Gideon's Tactical. Today we're going to be checking out the SOG Visionary 1. This is a pretty sweet EDC blade that has their rolling arc lock, very similar to some Benchmade's, VG10 steel. I mean, we got some good stuff to check out here today. So we're going to do some just EDC around the home, as well as just a couple little tasks out on a little hiking trip today to see if the Visionary 1 is worth a purchase for you. Alright, so let's look here at the blade on the Visionary 1. The Visionary 1 is the EDC version. They also make a Visionary 2, which is 4 inches long. This blade is 3 inches long even, with a hollow grind made out of VG10 steel out of Seki City, Japan. A Rockwell hardness of 59 to 61. So they brought it up and is definitely a little bit tougher and will hold an edge a little bit longer than Spyderco's version of VG10, still out of Seki City, Japan, but the SOG has heat treated it a little harder and has just made it very tough and durable. Very, very nice. Got a little bit of a recurve here. You got kind of a unsharpened swedge. Great blade design, regardless if you're holding it like this or you can choke up and really get some good cutting on there. Again, with a little slight recurve. I love the blade geometry and the blade design on the Visionary 1, and the Visionary 2 is just the big brother of this model. So the blade design works great. Let's do some cutting, see how it performs out there. You can see with this Visionary, I mean, wow, that thing is carving like crazy, and it is so comfortable in my hand, locking up with that jimping right there and that thumb ramp. And then if I really wanted to kind of go over, that kind of cups my hand right there. I get really aggressive with it if I needed to, and that finger choil right there, just awesome. I mean, this thing is a slicer with that VG10 hollow grind. Wow. You want to cut? You want a little 3-inch slicing blade for wilderness stuff? I mean, sure, man. This baby will absolutely do it for you, non-stop. All right, here we go. Visionary 1 with that slight recurve on this really nice thick cord. Oh my gosh, like a breeze. I mean, I'm not even putting any pressure on this thing, and boom, it's gone. It's going right through there. Awesome hollow grind, VG10. I mean, what's there to complain about? Like, just look at that. Super heavy duty, 3/8 of an inch thick cord here. Just awesome. Gonna go right through your paracord, nylon, rope, all sorts of different stuff. This thing's gonna slice right through. It's awesome. All right, using this Visionary 1 here to open up this box. We'll kind of demo it here and probably some other cardboard as we go along. And really just the blade design is great for EDC stuff like this. You know, just cutting through cardboard. Razor sharp, awesome, awesome knife. And you know, got that kind of pretty precise, delicate tip there, so that you are just going to be able to go right through your materials, kind of get that nice fine cutting done very easily with your Visionary 1. I mean, it's just going to go right through it. And I love the recurve, the hollow grind, just everything about this knife is just so easy to slice through this cardboard. You know, just your basic EDC tasks, you know, that you would normally be doing is just a breeze with this Visionary 1 going through this cardboard, man. I mean, awesome, awesome. That Rockwell hardness on the blade of 59 to 60 is also awesome, so you're going to keep a really good edge. A lot better than I've found even than, say, Spyderco with their VG10. There's something going on over there in the fact that they just don't Rockwell hard it as hard, you know, the heat treatment or something, because this will definitely hold an edge a lot longer than my VG10 Delica 4, and, you know, it's right in there in that same size, right in that weight, you know, kind of department of just EDC use. Again, this isn't going to be your, you know, necessarily your tactical knife at all, but your EDC task, and just hold an edge for a superb, very lengthy amount of time without any complaints is just awesome with this Visionary 1. Awesome. All right, so now that we've destroyed a lot of the cardboard, let's just take a look here at the handle. You can see here, it's kind of a little bit different than a lot of other designs out there. At first, I wasn't sure if it was going to be very ergonomic because it is looks kind of blocky, but it's very ergonomic. It's made out of GRN, glass reinforced nylon. But what's awesome, and what they've done, and I don't know if you can see it here, they've done very small checkering along the whole knife here. And what's great is that it feels like G10. Even though it's glass reinforced nylon, it has the texture of G10 and feels like that in your hand, and it's awesome. It's the perfect amount of texturing, you know, so if you did have kind of wet or sweaty hands, it would give you some grip, but it's not so aggressive like some other knives on the market like Cold Steel that it would destroy your pocket. So that's really nice. You can see there it has that flow-through design. It weighs 3 ounces even for this knife. This is the Visionary 1. Again, 3 ounces even, which is great for an EDC weight. Just perfect weight. You don't even know you're carrying it in your hand, in your pocket. Real nice slim profile, and got a really nice big finger guard down here that your finger goes into right there. Really nice set of jimping. Let me see if I can get that in there. Yeah, there you go. A nice set of jimping into a thumb ramp, just superb. And I wear large size gloves, and you can see that it's fitting into my hand really well. My pinky is not wanting to come off, holds my pinky in place really well, and then I can really get my control like you've seen with the cardboard cutting. You know, you can whittle, carve if you need to. You know, this is not a wilderness knife, but it does definitely give you locked in, feels very comfortable in my hand, not unergonomic, and just is very comfortable in your hand to use. And you could, if you had to, I know some states you have to have 3 inches or less for pocket knives. This would be a small tactical knife. Now, I always never prefer knives that are under 3 inches or under for tactical. You know, they're just too small, don't give you enough reach. But if you were, you know, in one of those states or overseas or something, and that's what's required, this has a great blade design for that, and the handle is really well designed for that with that guard, and then the finger jimping in the thumb ramp that you are so locked into place. So if you were going to do a stab or you were doing a reverse, you know, stab that way, you could definitely keep it with the traction and keep it locked in with the handle design that they've given you on the Visionary 1, which is a huge plus. And I love that about this little knife. I mean, you are locked into place and you have better grip and traction for, say, a stabbing and just overall holding in your hand than, say, your Mini Griptilian by Benchmade. So that's a really big plus with the design of this knife. One other thing to note with this Visionary 1 is that this does have steel liners. Even though it is only 3 ounces, there are steel liners on either side of this knife, which give you, again, that really nice good strength. You know, the handle's not going to crack on you or break or something like that. You got some really nice rigidity through the knife, and then you got a really nice paracord lanyard hole. It is kind of down far, so you guys who just love your lanyards, it is kind of oddly placed. And is almost covered up by that by the pocket clip, not quite, but you can definitely get your 550 through there, no problem. But it is definitely low on the handle and is kind of odd for those of you guys who just love your paracord lanyards. It is going to be kind of goofy when you're putting a lanyard on the Visionary. All right, so here's the pocket clip when it's riding in your pocket. Extremely deep, like we know from SOG and all their other models. It's going to ride very, very deep. But I can easily, if I just put my index finger right there, grab in on the Zytel, or excuse me, not Zytel, GRN handles, and then whip it out, use the knife, put it back. Very, very deep ride, which is awesome, and you don't even feel it in your pocket. You know, when you're getting your keys out or your wallet or whatever, this is very slim, small. Again, 3 ounces, great weight, and the pocket clip is just icing on the cake for how it rides so deep and is very unobtrusive in your pocket. All right, everybody, let's take just a second here and take a look at the Visionary 1, both deployment and lockup. First, for the deployment, you can see there it has 2 thumb studs on either side, to the exact same distance away from the handle, so totally ambidextrous, with a flat head bit right there, so you could take it apart and take it off if you did want to, adjust it ever so slightly in and out. So the thumb stud is perfect. You can see there's just above the handle, just a little bit, which is really nice. So you can purchase it really easily, very easy to purchase that. Boom, whips out super smooth, very, very fast deployment with the Visionary 1.
very, very fast with this SOG knife. Super fast, just as fast as any of their open assist models with this unopen assisted, this is not open assisted, it's purely manual knife. So the deployment is very easy, both for lefties and righties, very easy to purchase those thumb studs, and you're just gonna whip it out with authority every time, super fast. Going on to the lockup here, they call it their arc lock design, very similar to the rolling or axis locks of Benchmade and Spyderco, very similar in that design. You can see there that you can purchase either side. Again, another flathead screwdriver right there, so you can kind of adjust it, take it apart if you do want to. So there it is right there. I'm going to pull it back, just kind of show you how it operates. You can see it's definitely flow through. You can see the green leaf behind. And then as you deploy the blade, swings backwards and then kicks in. Boom, and then it's locked into place. So what this one does, it swings kind of on a pendulum back and forth, is kind of how that motion works. And then you just pull, and it locks right into place there. You can see that. You can see it move back and forth right there. So it's locked into place, blocking the blade. The lockup is just the same as the Benchmade Mini Griptilian, which I'll get into frame here in just a second. There's slight play left and right, and there's slight play up and down, but for an EDC blade, it is just fine with me, doesn't bother me. Blade play usually kind of bothers me, but with Benchmade and then with this SOG Visionary 1, the blade play is just fine, doesn't bother me at all. It's just very, very slight up and down and left and right. And just to kind of show you here an example, here's the Mini Griptilian, very similar in size, very, very similar, and the axis lock on the Griptilian just goes back and forth, whereas on the Visionary 1 it just swings up and down slightly. So the lockup is very similar to a Benchmade and just as strong as any Benchmade, and just really fun to use, awesome to deploy. So the thumb studs and axis lock and the arc lock that the Visionary 1 has are superb and just a blast to use. Alright everyone, so in conclusion, the SOG Visionary 1, in my opinion, is a great blade for EDC. And in fact, I've enjoyed using it here for a couple weeks now, more and carried it more than my Mini Griptilian, which I would say is very comparable to that. You know, the VG10 is holding an edge amazingly well, feels just great, you know, in your hand when you're using it, fills your hand out well. You know, that arc lock, I even found this out, the arc lock that they use can support 1,000 pounds. They sent it to an independent lab, did a 1,000 pound pressure test on the lock, and it survived. So that's pretty impressive that 1,000 pounds could rest on that lock. I enjoy it. It's great purchase for you, you know, if you're looking just at high quality SOGs, or you like that type of locking mechanism design, you know, or just another great EDC. I would highly recommend the Visionary 1 by SOG. Thanks for watching everyone. Stay equipped, stay prepared, and we'll see you out there.